and share my screen. Thank you guys for jumping on tonight. Just mute your computers for me if you haven't done that already. And I'm not really gonna read through this whole thing, but just like screenshot it, or for those of you that are brand new to the call, just take a look at it. These are just some things that you should definitely be doing as a coach every single, at least a few times a week, if not every day. One of the most important things you can do is always have some sort of system for if and when you do start enrolling new coaches to the team. You've all been welcomed to the team by your coach. They've probably called you, set up some sort of a GSR, which means getting started right, whether it's a voice text or an actual phone call, or maybe you met face-to-face. We've got all sorts of stuff going on to help you get started. So make sure your new coaches are being, treated the same way as you, or if you weren't, you want to pave the way and make it better for them. We have a team calendar that I'm going to show you on the next slide. You can always look for that. It talks about important dates that keep us kind of all aligned as a team. You don't have to follow it. If you want to run a free group when the calendar doesn't say to run a free group, go for it. It's just a guideline. We always have a coach opportunity twice a month, and our next coach opportunity is actually this Thursday night, and our amazing team call speaker tonight is actually running it because a bunch of us will be celebrating a diamond retreat, and we're going to be going live from there, but Carrie is going to be running it with some rock stars from her team. So this Thursday night, I'm going to post about it tomorrow with a link to the event. Feel free to invite in your challenge groups to it if you want to start growing your team. The best people to ask are your Shakeology drinkers, your challengers that are rocking it and maybe want to keep going with it. Maybe you have some challengers that are posting like coaches and acting like coaches. Those are the ones you should definitely invite. So look for that post tomorrow. Our New Coach University is about halfway done. We started May 1st, or the first Monday of May. It wasn't May 1st. Yeah, it was May 1st. So it restarts every first Monday of the month. You can hop in if you're a brand new coach and catch up, or you can do some of it and then restart the following month. Ask your coach to put you in that. Your next challenge group, you should always be promoting, but most of our challenge groups started today with day one. We like to keep that in line so it stays with our coach opportunities, but you always want to promote a challenge group, maybe saying you only have a few spots left, or your challenge group just started, but you've got a few spots left. Always with a date, of start, or a sense of urgency, like I only have 2 spots left until I'm going to close it. And then there's a little update of our team calls. We're on the 3rd Monday of the month, so it's the all team call. The other 3 you can see there. That stays pretty much the same. This is our May calendar. It's listed in our Google Drive, and also about, a couple of days before the 1st of the month, I will post it. Again, this is general, but every month we have our new coach training. We have our free groups, our challenge groups, coach opportunities. So, it's general, but it keeps us all in line. The only thing that's not going to happen on this is our new coach call, Memorial Day. That I didn't think about that, so that'll probably be the next day, that Tuesday. But I'll post about that when the time gets closer. Here are some other, ways to stay successful, and I'm sure Carrie's going to touch upon a few of these tonight with her topic. Just, screenshot this. I'm not going to read through it because this is pretty, simple stuff. There's no secret sauce. Showing up. Fitness is always first. You're a challenger first. Make sure you're doing personal development, creating systems for what you're doing every single month. You should almost be duplicating what you're doing. And then, of course, leadership. Once you enroll your first coach, or once you're even a coach in a challenge group, you're a leader. You've got challengers, you've got people looking up to you. Start your own team page with a few of your own coaches. Run your own team free group. Run your own coach opportunity. Have your own team call, even if you only have 2 coaches. You can start anytime to lead. This is what I wanted to spend the most of my time talking about, the new stuff on the National Wake Up Call today. First of all, your All Access Challenge Pack, it's not new, it's ongoing, it's the best always ever for anyone. You guys know that by now. Still 160. They haven't really said, you know, if it's going to go past the August like they told us. Coming in June, this is so cool. The Shakeology Challenge Pack for $130. It comes with the containers and also the $2 Super Saver shipping because they're signing up for the HD auto ship. And you get 2 Success Club points for this. So this is really great for those people that are all access but don't have Shakeology. And then all of a sudden they say, oh, I want Shakeology. And you're like, oh, well, great. You already have all access. So what am I going to do with you? Well, here you go. There's this new Shakeology Challenge Pack you can get with Shakeology, with the containers, and you get your 2 Success Club points. I was like, this is amazing. So coming in June, they didn't say exactly when, the date, but this is great. This is great. If you have anybody now, you know, I may even be like, you know, let's get you a sampler pack until then, but let's hold off until the Shakeology Challenge Pack if they have the All Access. If they don't have the All Access Challenge Pack is the way to go. But I know I have a lot of customers that just have All Access, and now they're asking me for Shakeology, and you're kind of like, well, do you cancel the All Access? No, because they still have, you know, 7 months left or whatever. So this is perfect. Also coming June 1st, free 14-day trial of every single All Access program. So right now your free trial is limited. It doesn't have programs like the regular 21-day fix. It doesn't have the new programs like Core de Force and, you know, a few of the other new programs. It wouldn't have Shift Shop. It wouldn't have Sean Week. It wouldn't have all of these Fixate and all of the, you know, the extra stuff that comes with All Access. So this is great. Starting June 1st, it's only a 14-day trial, but they're getting everything. So it really is great. And you can use this free trial to promote UV2. So even though UV2 is coming out tomorrow, so what I would do is I would get myself on video working out with the kids or with whoever. UV2, they talked about it today. On the bottom of the screen, there's a little button that you can click for modifier, and there's also a link for kidifier. So you can have a little kid working out on the screen, so your kids can follow the kid. I haven't looked yet because it comes out tomorrow, but that's really, really cool and makes me think of some really fun free groups for the summer with kids, getting them involved, you know, free fitness and, you know, fun summer activity, or you could really do a lot with the kid thing, us moms. So what I would do is as soon as it comes out tomorrow, you can start posting about it and start a free group on June 1st. Get them all in a group. So on June 1st, you can enroll them together for a free group, whether it's, you know, clean eating or whatever you want to do. And you can have this, you know, free 14-day trial of every program. Then Sean Week is June 12th. So they'll have a taste of that, and then it runs out, and then they may want more. So you can do the you know, the free group with whatever you decide to do, and then you can kind of put it into Sean Week, and, you know, they're gonna be hungry for more, and then you can talk about, you know, the All Access Challenge Pack. So that's kind of a nice little progression if you look, you know, below that. UV2, Sean Week, and then Shift Shop comes out in mid-July, and they'll already have it if they get the All Access Challenge Pack. So it's a nice progression, and you know, Beachbody is setting us up for this success right here. This is the perfect progression. I think too often coaches, you know, we feel like we have this self-limiting belief, and these things that Beachbody is providing us, you know, we really need to just dismiss that. Like they're setting us up for this like perfect free group, and then Sean Week, and then Shift Shop's coming out. You know, all of these great things that start out free, and then if they taste it and they feel your passion in the free group, they're going to want more. So I would definitely, you know, work something out with your success partner or your coaches that you're working with and set something up now. You've got plenty of time. Team gear, I still get so many questions about this, like on a daily basis. How do I get the, you know, the thing for my water bottle? I know some coaches send them out to their new coaches. I get questions about tank tops. There is a team file, and it's on the website. It's called Team Gear, and you can order all of this stuff ongoing. Like, we don't do the big giant team orders anymore. Like, We have a gal on the team. One of the coaches on the team has a friend. She makes the tanks. She makes the leggings. She's about to add something new that's really, really cool. So watch out for that. So there you go with that. But this is just a screenshot of our, if you're a new coach, you might want to take a little picture of that. But these are the things that stay consistent every month. We started this in the beginning of April because we had a little bit different with the team calls. But I am going to introduce Carrie Yuli. She is going to speak to us about being resilient. And, you know, she has been an amazing Diamond coach. She's a full-time kindergarten teacher. I've known Carrie since, gosh, elementary school, soccer field, middle school, high school, and she still lives on Long Island. She's a mom of 3. Like I said, she's a Diamond coach, a pretty new Diamond coach, and she's a solid Diamond coach. And that just basically means that she hasn't fallen. She got a Diamond, and she never lost it. She's a 365er Golden Scoop, and she just became a 2-year Shakeology Strong. She got her golden giant container, and she labeled them. So then I had to label mine because I forgot I had a label maker. She's the co-founder of Team Crush, which is her own team. And like I said, she's heading up the Coach Opportunity Call this Thursday night. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can see Carrie really big. And if you want, you can click on the top so you can see her big, or you can see the whole screen. But get away, Carrie. She doesn't want you to make her big.
Don't make me big. Well, thanks, Lori. And hi, everybody. That was a nice introduction. And I know so many of you so well. Some of you are on my own team, which is awesome. Thanks, guys. And basically, I wanted to talk to you about being resilient because I have been on this team for a long time. Actually, when I first started as a coach, the Flawless Empire didn't even exist, okay? So Lori had actually just made Team Flawless with her upline coach and another coach, and everything was brand new. And everything you see in the Flawless Empire, like none of that existed. Like we did not have those resources. Everything that we did came straight from Beachbody. And that's just a tribute to Lori and what she's done and how she's built this team. And she really puts everything at our fingertips and makes it really so easy for us to learn everything. In the new coach training, one of the very first things that you do once you've gone through that training is one of the tasks is to figure out what your why is. And everyone here, I'm sure, if you've shown up to this call, you care enough about your business that you have a why. You know what your why is. And when you've done this for a while, you also know that your why might not always be exactly the same as when you first started out, and it changes over time a little bit. So one of the things I really want to just touch on about your why is that our whys, you know, maybe in some way, even though we're all different, probably have something in common. Obviously, it has something to do with being healthy. For whatever reason, there's a reason you want to be healthy. And, you know, there's a common thread. But one of the real things I want you to think about when it comes to your why is that no matter what it is, like if you're doing this for your family, or if you're doing this for financial freedom, or no matter what it is, you have to somehow in that why make sure that you personally are at the core of that why. Because if you're doing this for other people, and there's a lot of really good reasons to be doing this, but if you're doing this because you want to inspire others, or, yeah, well, we're all inspiring others. We're all doing that. And that's a really great reward of what we're doing. But this business is really great, and you can be on such a high with it. And it's like, yay, I'm inspiring others, and yay, I'm selling challenge packs, and I made Success Club, woo, and I'm a Diamond coach, woo. You know, those are all the really great things about being a Beachbody coach. But also, if you've been doing this a little while, you know, it's not always like that. There are some really hard parts about doing this job. And I just believe that if you are at the core of your why, that's what makes you resilient in this business and makes you stick around. Because I'll just tell you, for me, yes, I love helping other people. Yes, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Like, that is in my nature. That's what I do. I have 3 little kids. But when I signed up with Lori, I had failed at so many things before that. I always cared about my health. I always wanted to be fit. Like Lori said, you know, we played soccer together. Like Lori and I, we were athletes growing up. I was always athletic, competitive, you know, and then I was a mom and I didn't play soccer every day. And I didn't, you know, I couldn't go to the gym. And my husband's a coach, you know, there's a lot of reasons why I couldn't fit it in. I had a lot of really good excuses, just like all of you and just like all of the people we help every day. But when I talked to Lori and she said, like, you have to do the 21-day fix, guess what? Hey, I already had a meal replacement shake. You know, I already had a little bit of a fitness routine that wasn't really going anywhere for me. I'd already purchased T25 on Amazon without a coach. I was doing what we do, except I didn't have the coach, I didn't have the accountability group, and I didn't have the 21-day fix. And I listened to Lori. I watched her for like 6 months. I saw her killing this, and I said, I have to do this. So I said, all right, you know what? It worked for Lori. I see it working for these other people. The only way I can do it is if I totally commit to it. So I did. I drank the Shakeology every day, even though I had 6 canisters of that Isogenics in the cabinet. I drank the Shakeology every day. And after a week on that, I said, we got to get rid of this Isogenics. I showed up and did my workouts every day. I showed up to that accountability group. Listen, I hated social media. I didn't even want to be friends on social media with the people I was friends with, okay? So I was not wanting to reach out to anybody new. But this is the thing. I followed the plan. I was an awesome challenger, okay? I didn't necessarily post my sweaty selfies because I wasn't that comfortable with that, but I showed up, I commented, I liked, I did everything Lori told me to do. And you know what? I had great results. And I amazed myself. I far surpassed what my original goals were because it worked. And I couldn't believe that it was so simple, just doing these things. It was so simple. And I crushed every goal I could imagine and then some. And I felt amazing. And I still feel amazing. So what I want you to think about, and this is not, there's nothing to take notes. This is all just real Carrie, like my Team Crush girls know, like I will love you to death, but I will also tough love you to death, okay? So this is just real talk. A great challenger is a great coach, and a great coach is always a great challenger, okay? So if you show up every day for you, doing those, say, vital behaviors, you're still drinking your Shakeology every day, and you're doing your workouts every day, and you're eating clean, and you're thinking about meal prep, and you're doing that, well, you're already a great coach, because that's what a great coach does. There are a lot of extra things you could be doing. And yes, there is a huge part about being consistent, and, you know, you do have to friend people on social media. You do have to post to social media. That's what's going to grow your business. And, you know, just like I was as a challenger, I kept stepping outside of my comfort zone. And every time I stepped outside my comfort zone as a challenger, I hit another goal. So it's the same thing with coaching. And to this day, 26 months of coaching, I still continue to step outside my comfort zone. You know, I'm going to backtrack for a second. A lot of times, and we talk about this, and we've talked about this on our Diamond call, it's really easy to compare yourself to other people in all aspects of life. So as a coach, it's really easy to compare yourself to other coaches. Oh, they're building a team. Oh, they hit Diamond, you know, before me, and we started at the same time. Oh, they're hitting Success Club 10 every month. You know, listen, here's the thing. We're all different. But there is some things that we're all doing that are the same. You can't compare yourself to other people because you're not living their lives and you're not reaching the same people as them. So the comparison game has to go out the window. But here's the thing. When you're at the core of your why and you're doing this for you, it's almost like you start to put blinders on. And that's what I've done. And that's how I've stuck around. Because I'm going to tell you, when I started, I didn't invite people. Okay? People flocked to me. I didn't invite them. They were like, whoa, what are you doing? You look amazing. I was like a walking billboard. It wasn't hard. Success Club wasn't hard. It was easy. It was easy. 6 months, blah, blah, blah. No problem, right? Then guess what? School starts. I'm a teacher. My husband's a football coach. September, October, hardest months for me. I have no time. My consistency, not as good. I'm tired. I'm stressed. My Success Club starts to slip a little bit. I'm also at that point where, geez, now I have to start inviting. And this is harder. So I had that 1 month where I didn't make Success Club. Then you don't make Success Club, you're a little bit down on yourself, right? The next month, I think there was 1 month in that tough period where I hit zero. I didn't help anybody new. But here's the thing. I kept showing up for me, okay? Because although I was disappointed and I wanted to be doing these things, I'm the reason why I'm here. Because I want to keep feeling amazing and I want to be healthy. You know, I went to my 40-year-old physical and I had all my blood work and all my everything. And to have the nurse call me up on the phone and be like excited to give me the results because, well, this is what, you know, the average is. And this is yours. These are your scores. It's like, holy, this works. Like, this is real. And you know what? I don't want that to stop. So every time things maybe aren't working the way I want, I just go back to the basics and I just do me. Like I show up for me every day. And those of you who know me, I thrive on positivity, okay? I do not like negativity. I try to avoid it at all costs. I do not like controversy. I'm super sensitive. I may be a very strong person, but I am a very sensitive person. I take a lot of things to heart, and it's only because I always want to put my best self out there. So if things aren't right and some things negative, I take it to heart because then I'm not being my best self. So the whole reason why I came up with this and why I wanted to talk to you about being resilient is because I have these conversations with my own coaches. And, you know, at times when I was struggling and I wasn't making Success Club, and I literally was like this for 13 months, teetering like this on being a diamond coach. And I never went over the edge. And it's because, well, I'm going to tell you why. I was struggling with consistency. Listen, life is hard. I think life is hard for everybody. I could sit here and I could give you a million reasons why my life is hard, but guess what? I'm not playing the comparison game, and my life doesn't have to be harder than your life. And you might sit there and be like, holy shit, I can't believe that's Carrie's life, and I can't believe she went through that. I can't believe she deals with that. But I don't want you to sit there and say that, you know, because I don't want to think about that. I want to think about, how am I moving forward? How am I being better? A lot of the shit that's happened to me, I can't control. A lot of stuff that happens in this business, you cannot control. So what do? You control those things that you can control. Those months when I didn't make Success Club or I didn't become a diamond coach, I'm going to tell you the one thing I never, ever did. I never blamed anybody else, ever. If I didn't make Success Club, I knew exactly why I wasn't making Success Club. Like, I knew what I could be doing better. I am constantly reflecting on what I'm doing. Basically, you know, when everything's going great in coaching, it's easy to love coaching. The second it gets hard, you're like, oh, I'm at Success Club 6. This is great. It's the middle of the month, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, you go into your coach account, and someone from last month returned their challenge pack. And you're no longer at Success Club, you know, 5 or 10 or whatever it was. and you missed it, you missed your goal, but you couldn't control that that person returned that. And the only thing you could do is say, all right, I'm going to keep pushing and I'm going to keep showing up for me every day. I'm going to keep sharing my story, and I'm just going to keep showing up. We talk a lot about personal development. I am a huge believer in personal development, and I don't think I have to preach to all of you, because I think you all buy into it too. I don't think there's anyone here that probably isn't doing it or doesn't believe in it. But I want you to think about personal development a little bit different, because on this road, and we share books and do this, read this, blah, blah, blah. There's a big difference between reading personal development and doing personal development. When you're reading The Compound Effect, like honestly, that book, every single time, you should be going back to that book, because that's what I do. I think Darren Hardy in my head every time I didn't make Success Club, every time I didn't become Diamond that month. What's the reason? What did I do? Because whatever is going wrong in my business, it's because of me. And what am I going to do differently? And I'm going to be honest, like I don't have a lot of time. Okay, none of us have time, right? We're all busy. Same thing with our challengers. Everybody's busy. Nobody has time to make the changes. Nobody has time to meal prep. Nobody has time, okay? We're all busy. But here's the thing. On those months where something really crazy awful was happening in my life and I was totally stressed out, sometimes those are the months where I killed Success Club, because it was like, that's where I put more effort in, because it's like, I have to focus on this because I have to figure out how to move forward. But then, you know, when you get caught up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so stressed out, I'm so tired, you lose your consistency a little bit and it falls off. And that's one of the things in this business. You might lose your consistency 1 month, 2 months in a row, but guess what? That's not just affecting you that 1 or 2 months. That's affecting you month 3, 4, 5 down the road. Because a lot of what we do right now is building for the future. So if you're not doing it in, you know, right now, if you had a rough April and you're having a rough May, well, guess what? That might mean a rough June, July, and August for you. I went to Summit last year, and at that point, the 2 months before Summit I started struggling hardcore with Success Club, and I wasn't really bringing new people in, and I still was in that uncomfortable, I really don't want to invite anyone stage. And this is, you know, 14 months of being a coach. I came back from Summit. I was still struggling. I had added, okay, I'd say like a year ago, I had 500 friends on Facebook. I have like 1,200 friends today. Okay, so in 1 year, I more than doubled how many friends I had. But that took me doing that every day, every month. You just keep building on it. So you can't say, oh, I was so consistent. Oh, I invited 10 people. Oh, I did that. Well, that's great, but that might not pan out for you for months down the road. So just remember, like when things aren't going right, like this, what do you tell your challengers? If someone calls you up and says, I'm following the plan and I'm not losing weight, are you like, oh yeah, the plan just doesn't work for you? You're right. Like it just doesn't work. No, you're like, hey, you know what? Okay, let's talk about, let's go over like what a day of your eating is like. And let's go down, let's break it down. And what do you find out? Oh, well, they're making a few concessions here. And, you know, maybe they've had a little too many cheats, or they're really not eating anywhere near the top of those food groups. So yeah, they were following the plan, but they weren't really following the plan. Well, it's the same thing with coaching. You may sit here and you might say, yeah, I show up every day. Yeah, I post to social media. Yeah, I sometimes invite people. Yeah, I'm doing all of those things. But if we sat down and we said, well, how many people did you invite? How many times did you post? How many days were you not consistent? Because that's where you're going to say, well, that's what I have to work on being better for the next month. So in order to keep going, even when things are rough, is you have to really think about, where are you lacking? Like, what is it that you can be doing better? Because I could tell you, when all that time ago, like there was no awesome resources like this. And the biggest model for that is Lori. Look to Lori, because she had no upline support. She had no place to go to. She had no training. I mean, she single-handedly went and learned and developed everything herself. Like she could have said, oh, my upline, you know, doesn't support me. Oh, my upline doesn't have a good team page. Oh, like she could do that. She could have done that, but she wouldn't be number 35 in all of Beachbody, and she wouldn't be chosen for the Shift Shop, you know? So it's all about what do you want it to be and what are you willing to put into it. Go back to what is your why? And where do you fit into your why? Yes, you're going to inspire people, because what we do is awesome. We change lives, and that is inspiring, and that is motivating, and that's awesome. But why are you doing it? How do you fit into that? Because when it's tough, you still better be showing up for you. You know, I've watched a lot of coaches over these 2 years who came on strong, crazy, success club, hit diamond, and boom, quit. Boom, they're selling 31. Boom, what, they're selling wine. I'm like, what? It's like, how do you go from this to that? Because guess what? They weren't at the core of their why. They weren't doing this for the right reasons. So if you love this, if you want to make this work and be successful with this, show up for you. And when you do that, even when you struggle, everything else is going to fall into place. Honestly, there's a couple, like, reread The Compound Effect, okay? If you didn't read it, you better read it. And if you did read it, start reading it again tonight. Because he's awesome. I mean, he is just telling you about life. There are, a lot of you, some of you have known me for a really long time, like Lori and some other people. And I started out in life having to be resilient, okay? So I get, for me, coaching is life, okay? I'm doing something great. I'm doing something that I want to do. I'm doing something that makes me better. And in turn, I'm doing that for all those other people that I'm helping as well, okay? You don't have to be super strong, and you don't have to have gone through what I went through to stick around and get through the hard parts of this business. All you have to do is show up for you. And when you do that, the other stuff, you're just going to have to let it go. Just like we tell our challengers, you know, you had a bad month, you had a bad stint. It really doesn't matter. You know, you get a flat tire, you don't slash the other three. We preach this to people every day. It's the same with coaching. Somebody's going to say something negative on social media. It's going to hurt. You're going to hate it. You're going to want to quit, and you're going to want to never post to social media again. But if you're doing this for you and you have the right reasons, then guess what? You're going to pick yourself back up, and you're going to show up again the next day, and you're going to do it again. So, I don't know. I can tell you that there have been times when I haven't been able to be consistent, and I have struggled, and I've had limiting beliefs because of the way my life is set up, because I have a full-time career. I have 3 small kids. You know, right when I was teetering on becoming Diamond, I had something really crazy and tragic happen in my family. I also have something, you know, a child with special needs. Like, life is hard, but it's hard for all of us. And that's what makes us relatable. Like, that's how we connect with other people. So just same thing. We tell people, you got to be stronger than your excuses. It's the same thing with coaching. You've got to be stronger than your excuses. You just got to show up for you. And when you get knocked down, you got to get back up again. And it's not always easy, but you just got to figure out, well, what can I do differently? Look at the people who are doing great. Don't compare yourselves to them, but see if there's something that you could be implementing. what they're doing might not be right for you. What Lori does is not going to work for me, everything she does. But I just keep working on it. And I'm committed always. My life motto is to always be better. I'm always going to keep moving forward. So I'm going to control the controllable, and I'm going to work on me. And I'm just going to, keep moving forward. And I think that if you guys can do some of those things and remember to show up for yourself, then I don't know. I think we're all going to be together for a really long time, because I'm not going to quit, because I'm not going to quit on me. Not ever. And I can guarantee you that. So.
Okay. So just keep re-listening to this over and over. I feel like that show where the person cries, because you had me crying a couple times. I was messaging Steph, where are you? But that was amazing. I mean, right from Carrie's heart. She didn't even have notes. She told me she wasn't preparing anything, which if I ask any of you to speak on a call, I never want you to prepare. I just have a few slides and we just go over a few things, and then it's just talk from the heart, because that's the most relatable. Just like Carrie said, that's how we share on social media. We just pour our heart out. Mm-hmm. So just go and show up, like Carrie said. Let's quick get a picture before the minute runs out, because I refuse to pay for Zoom. All right, geez, everyone. I got to get the second page. I have another coach that she pays for Zoom and her calls are an hour and a half. I'm like, no, there's no way. Nobody would cut 30